Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
I'm going to try to pull myself together, but just as I hit the button for the intro little song here that we play before the show starts, my stomach, I don't know if Julie could hear it because she had her headphones in.
I did.
Rumbled or grumbled, or I don't know what the word could be for that, but it was very loud.
It was like thunderous.
It may have been the
fact that
shots of espresso I just had. I don't know.
Through the headphones is crazy.
All right, pretty wild.
Get him more oatmeal.
So for the first time in maybe, I don't know, ever, Julie and I just did a little Instagram live because
it's like a pre-show.
A little pre-show show on Instagram, which I kept telling people like, hey, this is basically what the show is like.
It's just us.
Us like fucking
bullshitting,
around.
making fun of Darren's outfit.
My outfit's actually pretty fire. If you're listening afterwards, maybe you can't tell. But I'm not going to stand up. If you happen to have been on the Instagram, you know that my pants absolutely do not match my shirt. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. For the people listening afterwards, you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Yes. But that's the beauty of this show, which is kind of a Mets show, but not a Mets show. Whatever, we'll get into it. So thank you guys for chatting with us in the comments here. We are live on both Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also goes up afterwards as a replay on Instagram, and then also as a podcast on all your pretty much podcast platforms. We appreciate your views and listens each week. If you want to give us a rating, subscribe, do all that good stuff, we'd appreciate it. So I have bad news.
Oh no.
You know the chalkboard that I've been updating?
Oh yeah.
It broke.
No.
So the Mr. Met chalkboard that I brought to Disney, walked around Magic Kingdom in my backpack and everywhere else. I brought it to Colorado. I wrapped it up in a scarf, and the day was very long, as you could imagine. Doubleheader. We were at the pregame party for hours, and then afterwards we went to another bar. Whatever. It was a long day.
Right.
So Sunday when I go to pack up my crap, I unload my Home Run Apple drawstring bag, which will be back in stock pretty soon.
Amazing.
It's in 2 pieces.
No.
So I should be able.
What 2 pieces? Is it like the
chalkboard?
Base?
No, like the base and the feet of Mr. Met cracked off.
Okay, that's fixable.
I should be able to fix it, but it's very top heavy, as you could imagine.
Right.
So I'm going to try to Gorilla glue it together and see what happens. But if not,
are you selling those?
Of course.
When?
Do you think I'd be hyping up?
Well, that's why I'm like, where are they? Because they're amazing.
They will be in stock within a month.
Okay.
So, delays and the supply chain issues are not going away anytime soon.
Right.
As far as I know. But they should be here soon.
Amazing. But so we've learned here, maybe don't bring it to the ballpark.
Or wrap it better in
in
a sweatshirt or a scarf or whatever. Because obviously once I got to the game, it was freezing out. So I put my hoodie on.
Right.
There wasn't much
You
padding
took away
in the bag.
Insulation.
And then it cracked.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad sign or whatever, but the Mets are 29-15.
I don't think it's a bad sign. And I'll tell you why. I had a Jacob deGrom gnome. It fell off my desk and decapitated itself, and he won 2 Cy Youngs after that.
Look at that.
So I think it's a good thing.
And don't you have a deGrom tattoo?
I do. I have a 48 on my ankle after he got me and Kara have matching 48s. We said when he won the first Cy Young, we said if he won a second one, jokingly, we had started calling him Cy Daddy. We're like, oh, we'll get Cy Daddy tramp stamps. And then he actually did it. We're like, what if we just got 48s instead on our ankles?
Do people still get tramp stamps?
I don't know. Not me. Not for me. That was just a joke. We did nothing against deGrom. We just didn't think it would actually happen back to back, and then it did.
And you didn't want a tramp stamp?
No. So we had to pivot to 48s very tiny.
Who called it? Who started the tramp stamp?
Probably someone in the 70s or 80s when tattoos were so taboo.
No, like the name tramp stamp. I think
don't know.
Because it was in Wedding Crashers.
It was definitely around before that.
Or maybe not.
I
maybe
feel
they just said tattoo on the lower back. I don't think they said tramp stamp.
Right. Your mind just went there because it's always been a tramp stamp. But no tramp stamps here.
Okay.
Just a 48 on the ankle.
So if you made it to Colorado and you were able to go to game 1 of the doubleheader or the game on Sunday, you saw a victory. If you sat with us on Saturday night when it was 40 degrees out, you saw a loss. So there's this ongoing thing on the internet, the 7 line, when you guys are there, they lose. We have what are we now? 70 and like 57. So that's obviously not a true
well
statement,
above 500.
But people like to chirp and, whatever. But I was actually a little nervous at the game because it wasn't going that great. It was cold. I want, not that I could do anything about like 1,000 people having fun, but like when you go to a game and it's that miserable, it's like, man, if this is your first experience, hopefully you're not like, all right, this was sucks. Cool, but like I was expecting something different. But like, granted, when the perfect storm of excitement hits and Bartolo hits a home run, you're in San Diego and it's hot and you're, enjoying yourself outside and you're not sitting there like freezing.
Right. I think the beauty of the 7 line is that like you don't know what kind of game it's going to be, right?
Right.
But like if it happens to be one of those like, holy shit, I can't believe that just happened moments, you're in the best possible section because every single person there appreciates it. Whereas in a regular section, you have some people who just, they're there because their friend wanted them to come or they don't really know what's going on. And kind of the same thing when things are going bad. It's like, okay, well, everybody else understands that this sucks and whatever. Right.
Well, so, not only that, a lot of people couldn't make it because of either they did live close enough to drive and they couldn't because like the surrounding area's got like 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Kelly had some family coming from, I think, North Dakota or South, one of the Dakotas, and he couldn't make it. So shout out to Ryan. He wanted to, but like a lot of people couldn't make it.
Right.
We're very fortunate that we even got there because our flight landed at like 2:45, I think, on Friday. Anything after that was canceled.
No.
So some people were like, hey, I really wanted to go, but I couldn't, it's not our fault by any means, but like, I'm sure they got their money back from the flight or they got some kind of credit. But so the way our website works is 2 weeks after our product ships, you get an email asking for a review. Remember last week we read that funny review. So as I'm, flying home and I'm like, man, I hope people aren't like disappointed. The reviews started coming in.
Oh.
So, not that many so far. Maybe some people get, I'm getting an email and I don't always leave a review.
Right.
So this is on the listing. It automatically goes in there and a bunch of people replied and in the reviews, like, some photos here from the outing.
Awesome.
All positive stuff.
Oh, good.
So like, even though it was cold, I had the best time with my fellow Mets fans. Even though the Mets lost, it was a great time with my daughter. As always, great time with the 7 line. So there's like 8 pages of reviews already from people who did go.
That's really sweet.
That had fun. So like, my whole thing is, I always want people to have as much fun as they possibly can. I mean, I can only control so much.
Right.
If you don't want to stand up and clap and it's 40 degrees out, then I can't freaking blame you. You know what I mean? So, I'm happy that although the outcome for our game wasn't the best, I think the pregame party for me was probably the most fun because the sun came out. Yeah. When I woke up on Saturday morning, I look out the window and I'm like, it's still fucking snowing. Like it wasn't really sticking to the streets, but like
it's snowing.
It was snowing.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, the sun was out.
So how did it end up going? Were you able to go on the rooftop? Were you inside the whole time? Awesome.
Everything worked out great. Like the pregame party was fine. It didn't seem that busy because the place is gigantic. There's still hundreds of fans there. You could see like the group photo before we went in.
Right.
And there's a video I'm going to post soon. Damn, let me look up his name really quick because he went above and beyond. I met him at the pregame party and he's like, hey, I'm a Mets fan. Do you want me to shoot some photos and videos? I'm like, yeah, that would be excellent. Yeah. I would love that because Drea wasn't there. I was just doing what I could with the reels.
Right.
And he came through big time because the
awesome.
Video that I showed you, like, oh,
that was really loud.
That was loud. I'm sorry, guys. The video that he sent was great. It was like a little 1 minute reel. And then also some photos that I should be putting up pretty soon. So I'm sorry, let me scroll back here really quick.
Darren's got 2 computers.
His name is Carter.
Okay.
So maybe he was named after Gary Carter. I don't know. So Carter, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I was just a little bit I got it like a minute before the show went
right
live.
Before we started.
So we will get that up after the show is over. So so Friday night though, I don't know if you saw the reel that I put up from Friday night. Friday night was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It didn't maybe seem as wild on Instagram, but like
I got the sense that things were wild just from the group text that we're in, but I don't know if I saw anything.
So I don't know who Dirks Bentley is. Is that a
country?
Is that a country guy?
Might be a country.
So we went to
fact checkers
a first bar, which actually I'll name drop them now because they fucking dropped the ball. I don't know if I ever said that it was going to be View House.
Okay.
But View House was the one where the manager was like, I get so many calls about this, like, oh, 1,300 Mets fans? Like
no thanks.
Yeah, right. So we went to View House anyway on Friday night because some friends were there playing cornhole in the snow. It was pretty fun. But like we're standing at the bar on a Friday night and the bartenders were completely missing for like 10 to 15 minutes. And when they came back, they were like texting on their phones with like people waiting for drinks. No. I'm like, thank God this isn't the place we're going to tomorrow. So we started at View House. Then we went to Dierks Bentley, which I guess is a country guy. And there was a country band playing. It was fun. Then it quickly transitioned to like a nightclub. A DJ
same place?
Same place. DJ came in. Place was packed. The bartenders were all in, I guess, thongs, but with like tights or something underneath.
Okay.
But it was weird. It was like this. Imagine you like came for a job interview and they're like, okay, you're hired. And like, here's your uniform.
Here's your uniform. Yeah.
They didn't seem to mind.
This is also making me like really, I don't know anything about Dierks Bentley, but now I feel like I know a lot more.
Okay.
Like if like this is what
I wonder if it was like his
called.
requirement.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the place got like pretty wild.
That's crazy.
And like the shots were flowing. The prices were actually unbelievable because like we got our tabs and I was like, wait, how is this like $60? We ordered like many rounds and like shots and stuff, but we had a great time. I found out, well, I didn't really find this out. Like I know Kelly's hot, but
yes. For those who don't know, Kelly Meenan is smoke, but on.
The girls, so many of the customers were hitting on Kelly. It was, we're like trying to like hook our friends up. Like, hey, there's some girls here. There's a bachelor party. Let's go like introduce them to so-and-so guy that we know is single. And they were like, no, I want your wife instead. I was like, oh, that's something. So sorry, this wasn't on the rundown, so sorry if I'm TMI there.
Add Kelly is hot to the rundown because it's true.
Girls were all about Kelly that night. Like, and she's a great wingman.
Yeah.
Kelly's great. Like we'll go out and we'll be hanging out like with our single guy friends. Obviously, I'm married. So, Kelly says to me, like, help them out. Like, go introduce. Like, don't go be creepy, but like whatever. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But Friday night was unbelievable. And that's what happened on Friday. So
love that.
Lucho checking in. He was at View House. View House sucked. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, and Lucho, I got a great photo of you and you guys at the pregame. I got to send it to you guys later. So let us know where you're watching from and we'll pull some of you guys into the comments here. Sorry. We've just been like talking, not realizing that this is a show. And I was ignoring the comments here for a second. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'm happy that even though they lost, people did seem to have a great time.
Yes.
And it was fun. So did you happen to see the videos from the new, I think Zappa calls it the rip current, the anti-wave?
Oh, I heard Gary. I saw a clip of Gary like talking about it, how he's like never seen a wave be just like dismantled.
So Gary and Ron loved it.
Yeah.
The Denver broadcast booth loved it or thought it was funny, and the Rockies fans hated it. So like they're doing, and you know what? We talked about this like a couple times on Twitter, or maybe on the show. Like if there's any time to do the wave, it's not when like your pitcher is struggling and the tying runs on third or whatever. But like the Mets were getting blown out. I understand like it was fucking cold and they want to do like whatever. I'm not like anti-fun, you know?
Yeah.
So if I was a Rockies fan and we were winning, what was it, 11-3, I'd probably be like, oh, fuck it, let's do the wave. You know? So the wave starts going around and it's a thing for us to not do the wave. So we're not doing it and everyone's booing at us, right? So we just think it's hilarious at that point. But my whole thing with the wave is like the reason, the core of the reasoning why I don't like the wave is that you're not watching the game and you're watching everyone go around the
and
field.
It's distracting to your own team.
Right. So that's the only reason I don't like it. It's like we should be cheering on two strikes and getting behind our guys and whatever, not like watching to see if someone doesn't stand and get mad at them. So since we were getting blown out, Zappa's like, fuck it, why don't we just stand?
Yeah.
And when it gets to us, we sit. So it's the I think he called it the riptide or rip current. I don't know what he said. Oh, rip current. Here we go. Patent pending, Zappa says. So that's the rip current now. But we talked about it the next day, and I was like, wait, if we're doing that, then we are also not watching the game.
It's still participating.
So
somehow.
I don't know if we're going to continue that.
But you know what? Like you said, I think in an 11-2 game, like, okay, rip current's fine.
Yeah.
It's just like we're still not going to be a part of it, but we don't need to watch the game kind of thing.
Yeah. But to go from 90 degrees on Thursday and then 40 they sell hand warmers at the game. Like, they know it's freezing in Denver. So like I'm sitting there with I'm not cold, but like I was sitting there with hand warmers.
Don't understand how this stadium wasn't built with a roof. It makes no sense to me.
All right. Anyway, so okay, Dierks Bentley is a country singer. Thanks to Jen for fact checking me on that.
Perfect.
We got Michael in Farmingdale. We have Kevin in Cali. We're going to be out there in Cali soon. What's up, Kev? Thanks for the beer on Saturday. We have Rockaway Beach in the house, Huntington in the house, bunch of people, Jacksonville, Florida. So thank you guys for all checking in. So I was going to save this to the end, but we are going to Anaheim in a few weeks, and the packages did start shipping. The t-shirt design is pretty simple. I'm not sure if this was from a comment on Twitter, because sometimes I post like, hey, anyone got any slogan ideas, whatever. Orange County is obviously an easy thing to play off of because orange and blue, Mets, yada, yada. So the shirt is rather simple. From far away, it does kind of look like it just says Orange County, but it says Orange and Blue County, the Line Army Anaheim 2022 with the Mets logo there. So that's the shirt. I like when outing shirts are like something you'd wear more than once. So like you don't want it to be like overly outing, but it like the one for Philly last year. I wore that one in Aruba. Yeah, like that's cool. You know what I mean? It was cool. So here's the shirt. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can check it out. Look at his pants while he's up. Look at his pants. Don't look. Oh, I'm gonna do it so you can't see the pants. Hold on.
It is awesome. It's a really cool.
Look at that. Look at that move. So that's the shirt. Everything started shipping, and you guys should have it very soon. As far as the pregame is concerned, we will be at can you believe this? I don't know if I talked to you about this too. We called a couple of the local spots.
Wasn't there like nowhere in Anaheim? Was this the place there was nowhere?
No, LA.
Oh, LA. Yes.
There's nothing near LA, and you're not allowed to tailgate. And I don't think you're allowed to tailgate in the parking lot of Angel Stadium either. So there is a couple places across the street. They're more like corporate breweries. Okay. So I called them. They're like, we don't do specials. We don't do this. We don't do that. I was like, well, we're coming with like 1,000 people or half that. Usually, families and stuff don't always go to the pregame, but at least 500 people. Yeah. Can you do some kind of special? Like, nope. You're welcome to come, but we don't do anything. I was like, all right, then fuck you guys. Lame. So I called another place who is locally owned, local business, which I'd rather absolutely, go to them anyway. So the place is called Brewheim, a little play on Anaheim, Brewheim. Fun. They're going to do some specials. They're very excited to have us. They're going to bring in some food trucks. It's like more of like a local vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're going to be there. Brewheim. The game is at 7, I believe. So I figure 3:00, something like that. And it is a little bit of a walk, not far by any means, but a little bit of a walk. So we will have that vibe of like a San Diego walking to the ballpark. Cool. We didn't have that in Colorado. Honestly, like from the deck, you could see the entrance. Right. So it was like, all right, let's go. And we walked across the street. Yeah. So it wasn't that same like vibe of like
shutting down traffic,
marching and yeah. So Brewheim is where we'll be at. Come hang out with us. I'm sure once the specials are finalized, I know what they are. I will promote them and we will get them up on the site. Just crossing off a couple things here because I'm going out of order here for a second. So Lindor. Yes. Hit his 500th RBI last night, which I actually needed because it was part of my parlay. My account only had $1.40. $1.40.
You owe me $7.50, by the way.
Well, no, we're gonna keep this
we're
running.
Just gonna keep using
and
that.
Then
got it.
We'll use that and I'll deposit. Like I bet just for like $1 or $2. When I started the account, I put $50 in. So it's not like I'm putting 1,000 in. I'm like, oh, I gotta like pay my rent, Right. I just want to have something to like bet on and have a little skin on the game, even if it's $1, So
we'll see if I cash out by the end of the season.
So So my dollar bet last night was Mets plus Pete Alonso, Marte, Lindor, and Nimmo to all have hits, and they all did by the 3rd inning. So all I needed was the Mets to win. Amazing. And I won. So now I'm back. So now I got like $5 to play with for tonight, which is excellent. But
big money.
The way we're going to do this now is Julia's 1-0. She's learning about what betting is. Yes. I just told her on the pregame show, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram, that she is going to be doing single game parlays each week. So unfortunately, since the game is so late tonight, we don't know the lineup, but we can kind of speculate who's going to be in it. Right. I don't know if you want to look at the line first. Like the way it works
saw that it's a right-hand pitcher who's starting for the Giants.
And tonight's Bassett.
Yeah.
So the way it works is you could bet on like how many strikeouts is Bassett going to have. You could bet on, well, usually it's like 3+, 4+, whatever. Okay. The lower you take, the odds obviously change. If you say like he's going to have 7+ strikeouts, you get paid if it happens, So there's a lot to learn and, we'll go through it, but I never bet on anything like this until January. So I'm kind of a rookie too. Yeah. But we'll talk about it. So if you want to tail Julia for tonight, once the lineup comes out, we will put a bet in
Okay.
And then I'll tweet it out on Orange and Blue Things Twitter account. And then if you want to tail it, which you should, because she's 1-0, you should. So that's what we'll do. So if you want to tail Julia tonight, like,
I don't know if I like that phrase.
Tailing, that's what it means.
Okay.
Tailing means like follow you. Like if you want to like get in on what you're doing, that's tailing.
Okay.
So tail Julia tonight. We will tweet about it right after the lineup comes out. And I hope I could stay awake for the game. I made it to the 7th inning last night.
Proud of you.
I don't know about you.
I kind of fell asleep on the couch, but I wasn't in a deep sleep. I was listening well enough. And then after the back-to-back homers, I was like, I think it's safe to go to bed. And then I went to bed.
I loved that last night. There was one guy, well, it kind of was very annoying. But
you could hear him heckling.
Yeah, the one guy behind the plate that was heckling everyone, and then they were just shoving it right down.
Yeah, it was great.
throat.
Especially, did you see with McNeil? He like outwardly said, "You have no power." Worked on your legs, and then the next pitch, bomb.
But he also said same thing to Mazika. He's like, "You got nothing. Like, just sit down." And then like he also came through. So it's like, yeah, maybe the Mets should actually pay that guy to go to the games.
Come to Citi Field and just talk crap. And
did you see the bootleg? Marlins man behind the plate?
No.
Like who? Like no offense. Well, kind of offense. Who wants to be Marlins man? Marlins man has his shtick, whatever. Like you want to be.
The only part about Marlins man that I would like to be is rich enough to do all of the things he does. Everything else he can keep.
Right. So Marlins man, I'm sure you know by now, goes to all like random sporting events. Why are these noises happening? And this happens every week, and I say like stop. So there's a guy behind the plate last night in full-blown Marlins garb, not Marlins.
That wasn't him?
No.
Gross.
With like a and like had the visor sideways, wearing a Marlins jersey.
Like, okay, maybe if it's like Halloween, like that's a good costume. If you're like, it's a playoff game, you have seats behind home plate. You guys, Marlins man. But otherwise, I'm just confused.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Why?
Let me see if I can find a photo.
Like Marlins man.
Yeah, it's like not Marlins man. Oh yeah, was that October? Oh no. So I guess this guy does it. So this is Big Cat from Barstool put this on. Also a Giants game. Who was this fake Marlins man at the Giants game? So this same guy.
Oh, maybe he just.
Damn, you can't see it.
I can see the orange.
This guy, for whatever reason, sits behind the plate,
pretending
in
to be
San Francisco. Pretending to be Marlins man.
It's a Marlins jersey confirmed. It's not. I can't see it that closely. It's not like an orange San Francisco.
No,
Giants.
That says Marlins, and he does the sideways visor and does like all the stuff that
very strange.
Levy, I think is his name, does at his sporting events. Very odd.
Right.
What was not odd is David Wright continuing to be the man. I'm sure this was like besides the Mets stomping out the Giants last night, this was probably like your highlight.
Oh my God. I woke up this morning and saw it and I was like, got kind of mad at myself for not being in San Francisco, as if I ever had any plans to be in San Francisco. But I'm very jealous.
What I noticed instantly is this guy wearing our party time jacket.
Awesome.
Which is always cool to see. This girl is very excited.
I felt that in my soul.
Did you see the comments?
Yeah.
Like the like this right here?
Yeah.
Appropriate reaction.
Because you can see the signature on the ball too. It's perfect.
Absolutely. It looks like it's game used. Like a little scuff there.
It's perfect.
So David Wright was, if you're not watching, you're listening afterwards. He went to the game last night. He obviously lives in Cali, or maybe it's not obvious to you.
LA-ish. So I love the fact that he made the trek to San Francisco. The Mets are that good that he's like, I gotta go.
Well, what I like the most about all of it is that normally players, even if they whatchamacallit, they're obviously retired, but like they don't normally wear like the team stuff.
Right.
So like it was the NYPD New Era hat, but on the right side was the NY Mets.
Yeah.
So like normally they don't do that.
Right.
Like unless you're an official alumni staff member like a Piazza who works for the team now.
Right.
Actually, doesn't David Wright have some kind of official status?
I think as a
consultant or something.
He was when he first retired, and then he removed himself, I think, from that role. Or I think when Steve Cohen took over, it kind of, he was like, I'm good for right now. I think for the first time since like 2001, he's not a part of the Mets organization technically, but it doesn't really matter.
I loved this interaction. So Jake Eisenberg, who has been doing excellent on the broadcast with Wayne, he met up with David Wright afterwards. And
I didn't see this.
He put a tweet out about it. So Wayne Randazzo said, some guy in a Mets NYPD cap just flagged me down on the street. Humble brag, Wayne Randazzo. Turns out it was David Wright. So Jake Eisenberg said, I also introduced myself. Jake Eisenberg, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm David Wright. And he wrote, yeah, duh. It's funny when you meet someone that you obviously know their name. Like,
yeah,
you can't just be like, you have to also say your name.
Right.
Otherwise you look like a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, Wayne actually came to Dirks Bentley too.
Did he?
So he might have some wild stories about Friday night as well. But yeah, Wayne's the man. And Jake is also now the man. So Jake's been doing a great job. And I think we talked about it last week, how nerve-wracking it must have been at Citi Field to sit next to Howie and call a game.
Overwhelming. And I'm sure he I don't know enough did he grow up being a Mets fan or whatever.
He grew up in Port Washington.
So that's
I'm assuming.
So I can't even fathom that. That's it's like the mecca of announcing between Gary and Howie, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him.
We're very, very blessed with our broadcast booth.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for when last night they're talking about uniforms and Keith goes, this gray uniform is the best, like the New York road, which I also agree. It's my favorite road uni that they wear now, at least. I prefer that over the blue. They still wear blue on the road? Yeah. So they have like the blue road, and they also with the gray letters, and they have the gray with the blue and orange outline. So they were going through the jerseys and talking about unis and whatever, and Keith was like, except for the script.
Yeah, he's like, I hated the script.
The 87 script is my favorite. We have it on our jerseys this year.
Yeah.
So I love the 87 script.
I love it too.
And then as they go and they talk as they do, which the booth is great about, they start talking about memes.
Yeah.
Because of the rock pile meme from the other day.
Yeah, Gary was like, yeah, he became a bit of a meme. And Keith is like, what is a meme?
Right. He's like,
in the year 2022.
Well, he also said something like he thought it was a meme.
Yes, he was like a meme. He's like, I've been saying it wrong the past few months. I'm like, months? Right? This isn't a new thing.
Yeah, right.
You've been on Twitter for a couple of years now. And he does. I don't know if he does definitely tweet himself, but it sounds like he tweets himself.
What do they call them on there? They call them trollers?
Yeah, Keith's the best. And honestly, I feel like at this point, there's a lot of people that we know have a shtick. You know what I mean? So it's it could always be all right, let's just pretend that I don't know everything, or how he'll sigh if a game isn't going long or whatever. Keith just became a guy that people love.
Yeah.
You know?
Gary said it right after he said what's a meme? He's like, I love late night games with you.
Yeah.
It's just he's too tired to have a filter, and anything that he's thinking is gonna come out of his mouth.
They were also talking about something with Cobb salad. And
yes, Gary was like, how ironic that, because they were talking about, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head, but he played in the 1962 Mets. He was the bullpen
just passed away,
coach.
Right,
yes, and he just passed away. And he had made a garden in the bullpen and grew all of these vegetables or whatever. So they were talking about it. And Gary was like, how ironic that we're talking about all these vegetables and to what makes a salad. And there's a pitcher named Cobb on the mound. And Keith just looks at him like, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. He says, you're very quick, Gary. You're a quick one, Gary. I love it. They're the best.
Quick.
Yeah, so Keith Hernandez's retirement game is on July 9th, I
will
believe.
Not be there.
Where are you gonna be?
I have my future sister-in-law's bridal shower. So a good enough excuse, but you can give my ticket away to that game.
Okay. So well, maybe we won't, because that's gonna be a hot ticket.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't give that away. Well, not saying we should sell it by any means.
It's yours to decide.
We'll figure that out. That's not going to be a show giveaway, because honestly, when those tickets go up, the Mets site might crash because people are trying to really go to that game. And the way that it works is our outings go up and in order. So right now we're up to the one on Father's Day weekend, which is next month on the 19th, I believe.
Right.
The one after that, I don't think is going to be a very hot seller. It's a Wednesday day game. They changed the schedule on us. I thought it was going to be a night game. I don't remember, but is a day game against the Astros at Citi Field. Maybe because we don't play the Astros very often. Yeah, maybe you can. So that is going to be up next. I believe that's going to go up next Thursday. So if that was something that you were looking forward to, those tickets should go up next week. So that is damn, I can't even see. But whatever. End of June, last Wednesday in June.
Okay.
It's a day game at Citi Field. After that will be the Keith Hernandez game will go up. After that will be Subway Series. After that is another bobblehead day. So I think after the next two, they're going to be
when is the Subway Series? I know it's tiny, you can't see.
Last Tuesday in July. So we got some time for that.
Okay.
So if you were looking to sit with us and you want to join for the next game, go to Mets.com/the 7 Line Army. That is the next home game. It is the Saturday before Father's Day. at Citi Field, and it should be a fun time. So grab tickets now while you can. And I'm sorry, some people in the comments here. The Joe Pignatano. Yeah. So rest in peace to him. And original Met. So definitely. And
I think he was the last living coach of the 1969 team.
There you go.
So yeah.
So we briefly touched on it for a second, but Lindor, 500th RBI last night, which I feel like I thought he'd have more, to be honest. And his career's not super long, but like Pete already has 40 this season, which is insane.
Crazy.
So Pete is leading the league in RBIs, 40 RBIs already for Pete. And Keith Hernandez is already
another thing he said,
MVPete.
Yeah.
Pete Alonso, early running for MVP. I mean, it is only May, end of May, almost June. I understand that Mets fans tend to get very excited early, and then we get our hearts fucking stomped on.
Yes.
But with DeGrom being out, Scherzer being out, I don't know who was really looking forward to like a lot from like McCann this season, but like a lot of, a few guys are out, and the rest of the guys who we hoped would be producing, they are. So like kind of came through last night. Mazika, he's been great as a backup catcher, backup to the backup catcher.
He really has been.
Luis Guillorme the other day was lighting it up. And, I'm like super jealous of baseball players in general, just because of how great they are at being athletes. But I'm almost more jealous of how quickly Luis Guillorme could grow a beard. He was clean shaven like a week ago.
I know.
And he's back to like almost caveman status in like a week.
And you wondered how long he was growing out that beard originally. And it probably didn't take him that long to grow. It probably was so much maintenance, thinking about like how fast it actually grows. So
can I tell you how soft Daniel Finley's beard is?
No, but let's talk about it.
It's, if you know Danny Finley, it's like, I don't know if he puts conditioner in it, but like it was, not that I kissed him by any means, but I was talking to him about like how like I would love to have a beard. I can't really grow one in. It also irritates Kelly's face, so I can't have one anyway. Yeah. But he's like, mine's so soft, and I like touched it. I was like, wow, it really is. Like your beard
Danny
is like
Finley,
a baby's
what
ass.
are your secrets?
He must put conditioner in there or something.
I feel like if there was like inadequate amount of hair on my face, I would condition. No,
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like most people with beards should do that.
I don't know. I have stubble and then I get rid of it. But did you notice when he did get he did shave, SNY updated, like it was showing the starting lineup, and they came through with a graphic that looked like someone was shaving him.
He looks like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Beards, people always say this, beards are men's makeup, and it is so true. You look like a completely different person with or without it.
Or gray hair and glasses and like camo pants with Crocs. So that's my fit today.
That's the full outfit.
That is the outfit, but fuck it, who cares? So what they were talking about last night, with memes and so on and so forth, someone on Twitter said there's absolutely no chance that like Gary Cohen doesn't have Twitter.
Oh yeah.
He has to have Twitter.
Yeah.
At this point. Like if you're in the media and you're a high profile person, just such as these guys, they need to have it, because
there's also just he's someone who is so on top of everything. You can't be at this day and age that on top of everything without having a Twitter.
The news cycle, I mean, like no one waits for like the newspaper or like refreshes fucking Bing.com or what are like the early search engines. Yeah. S Jeeves. Who won the Mets game last night? Jeeves. Like I don't know. You can just fucking check your app. MLB at bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so I think they all have it. I mean, we talked about like Ron Darling. He had when his book was coming out, he activated, and then his whole beef with Dykstra. Then I feel like he's like, all right, I don't really need this anymore in my life, this negativity. So I'm like jealous of people who don't have to be on Twitter.
Oh my God,
publicly.
me too. Well,
but all these guys are.
Twitter, I could part ways with Twitter if I want to. And I really think I have in the past couple of years.
What's like your biggest that you go on, like Instagram?
Not honestly, for business purposes, probably Facebook. That's where I get most of my business, which is the one app I wish I could part ways with, but I just can't. If you run a business, you need a Facebook. And Instagram, same thing. Twitter, what I did with Twitter is I turned off the notifications on my phone. I don't get notifications on my phone when someone replies or whatever. So I can literally go days without realizing.
Set it to only get a notification if it's from someone you follow already.
I don't even.
Oh, you don't care.
I just kind of, Twitter's something that I need in small doses, even when it's people I follow. It's one of those apps that I feel like will just poison your mind if you allow yourself to scroll on for too long. Another reason I don't get involved with TikTok, I have a TikTok account just so when people send me TikToks, I can view them, but I don't scroll or do anything on that. I feel like I sound like a boomer right now, but it's true. It's TikTok and Twitter, I feel like, are just poison if you use them too much too frequently.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I'm scrolling through trying to find something here. So yeah, when Wayne showed up to the little, it wasn't a pregame, but whatever. When he showed up to the bar on Friday night, I took a photo with him and actually wrote, "Hey Jake, where you at?" And he's like, "I wasn't invited." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I should have probably, because like we
run this by Wayne.
No, like we were sending like DMs, like where are you going to be tomorrow? Like he was going to try to in between the doubleheader swing by. I think he actually did. It was just I didn't see him. It was too busy at Jackson's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh damn, maybe I should have actually asked him or told him like, hey, we're at this bar if you want to come hang out, because they obviously didn't have to work Friday night.
Right.
So I want to show this video off. Hopefully the sound comes through as well. So last week, as you definitely know by now, Pete Alonso had that monster walk-off home run.
Yes.
And have you seen this video yet?
No, I have no idea what this is.
So Kadarius, I'm sorry, I'm not going to even attempt to say her last name, but at @going_Han, HAN, his dad has Alzheimer's, and he didn't realize he was watching a replay of the game because he wanted to get his dad's reaction.
Right.
And he filmed it and put it online, and it's a cool moment. So let's see if you guys can hear this. Oh shit! Hold on.
You think Pete's gonna do it?
I hope so.
He hits bombs.
He's the first inning RBI, 34 for the year to lead the National League.
Hopefully, we don't get flagged for the sound.
You just did it. Fucking yeah, man. Oh. That was great.
Holy, can you do it, Dad?
Yes, it was like the day after the game. His dad watching the replay. So that's a cool moment. So
that's so sweet.
Some people feel like you shouldn't share personal videos, like, but it's not like
that's a happy moment.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like people are like, well, that's. People are weird.
I understand. Like there are some people who are like, here's something that I know is gonna like emotionally traumatize my child. Let me film that because it'll get retweets. This is different. This is a beautiful moment that one day this person's going to be very happy they have on video. That's wonderful.
I saw something last year which was definitely staged.
Right.
I don't know if this woman watches the show, but I'm now that we're talking about like kids being traumatized and whatever, putting your kids in like a weird situation that they don't even understand what's going on. You like tell them to say something or whatever. So when Noah Syndergaard decided to choose to go to Anaheim, this kid couldn't have been more than like 3 or 4.
Right.
And she filmed the kid crying, being like, basically like you ruined. Oh, I think they were on like vacation too. Like they were in Disney or something like that. Like you ruined my kid's day because my daughter's favorite player is now on the Angels and so on and so forth.
Okay, but not that a 3 or 4-year-old can't have a favorite player, because I know I was obsessed with Mike Piazza at that age, but Noah Syndergaard also didn't pitch for like 2 years up until that point. So how does this child even know who Noah Syndergaard is?
But it was just it seemed very like staged to me, and I was like, this is a little like awkward to put like your crying kid on the internet. And like I understand like 3-year-olds don't understand like this is a business,
right?
And, like he took money and left.
But I also don't think that
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird and awkward, and it made me feel weird.
I hope the kid enjoyed Disney.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to give away stuff just like we normally do. And I said last week I have to play catch up, and I still do because our show was on Thursday last week.
Shame.
I was away for 3 days. My pool is a fucking mess. I worked on it all day yesterday.
Tell us about the pool.
It still looks like shit. Good thing it's cold this week, because if we were trying to have like a Memorial Day party, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a pool guy. I did not sign up to be a pool guy. I don't want to be a pool.
Did you have your pool put in voluntarily? You didn't buy the house with the pool, did you?
No.
So you did sign up to be a pool guy.
But I didn't think it was going to be this much work. I don't want to do like I just bought one of the robots. Like you put the robot in and turn the button.
The robots are great.
Do the fucking thing.
I was telling you before, my dad, bless his heart, did his best maintaining it for about 15 years. And honestly, all his kids moved out. People stopped using the pool as much. He's like, who am I even doing this for? Now he just hires people simply so when he goes to sell the house one day, the pool isn't in shambles and it's still like a selling point.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at.
I've seen people that have pools and then they just say fuck it and fill it in.
Yeah.
Like they don't use it anymore. They're like, all right, we're not going to dig it out. Just fill it
up. Yeah.
No, with dirt. Like leave it there. Just fill it.
Ew.
Fill it in, put some grass on
Just
it.
grow over it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Wild.
Yes, I don't know. I bought some shit today. I tested the water. I went to the place. They're also having like a staffing issue, so like the local pool place wasn't open.
Doesn't Evan work in like
He's
the
in
pool
Connecticut
industry? But still, you could ask him questions.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
he
just
has
want
tips.
it over
Evan, help
with.
Darren.
After this shit's like good and clear, and I'm done. I'm like, all right, come back each week, please, and just let me know if this is good because I don't want to do a pool anymore. I hate it. What's up, Lizzie? I want nothing to do with having a pool.
Yeah.
Besides, it's enjoyable. You can have people over.
4th of July is fun.
Yeah, pool party, 4th of July. I have to get the fireworks still.
Yes.
Of course, it's
Safely.
Yeah.
Legally.
So let's give away some stuff from last week. We had the Pete Alonso baubles that have like the removable like polar bear head there. We're keeping one, giving 2 away. Or how are we doing on time?
That's what I was just checking. We're good. We got 20 minutes.
Oh, good. Well, maybe we'll end early. Fuck it. So Pete Alonso baubles. We have 2 to give away. The Twitter winner is at unquiet_fan. And on Facebook, Jose Mero. And I promise you'll get them eventually. I'm pretty backed up, but I promise I'll get them out. This week, we are giving away gift cards to the 7 Lines website. And you can go and buy whatever you want, whether it's a road game or any of the things coming out. The sundresses are pretty much sold out.
Yes, love that.
So good job on the photos. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
So if you want to be in the running for the gift cards, just
Swipe it to the right.
don't swipe it to the right. That's the wrong button.
Snap it to the chat.
Or that. What the
You
fuck?
need your glasses on,
I
old
gotta-
man.
Yeah, I know. I
What's
need my
going
glasses.
on?
Don't swipe it to the right or snap it to the chat.
Post it on your wall.
Post it on your wall. Thanks, Howie. Post the show on your wall. Hit the little share button. If you're watching on Twitter, hit the little retweet button. If you're listening afterwards or watching on Instagram or YouTube, just go to Facebook or Twitter if you have those accounts and share it, and that's how you'll be put in the running. And I guess this might be him. He said, "Sweet, thank you." So maybe this is Jose who is watching on YouTube.
Congratulations, Jose.
Congratulations. See, he's smart. He watches on YouTube.
Yes.
And he knows he can't win anything on YouTube, so he probably went over to Facebook, shared
Smart.
the show, and he won.
Look at that.
So shout out to Jose. Sounds like you could use a zoo poo. Oh,
Why?
I was reading this thinking that this was going to be a advice about the pool, but it's not. It just sounds like I need to poop, but I don't today.
Oh, maybe because of your
Now.
stomach growling
No
before?
way. This is a comment right now. This
I
isn't
don't
a
know.
comment from like.
Well, it could be somebody who just started watching from the beginning and comments
I don't
come
think
in.
that's how it works.
I don't know. I don't know how this works.
All right,
This
whatever.
whole system confusing. I can't even see anything.
Yeah, but I'm scrolling up now and everyone's writing way too much work. A pool in New York. Don't get me started. Like, there's so much pollen in the thing right now. Oh my God. When I go home, it's going to look worse than it did when I left.
Yeah, well, this is the worst time of year. My dad, for that reason, he will not open the pool until after Memorial Day weekend. We never had barbecues or anything, but all the shit falls and you don't have to worry
but then
about
you
it.
really only get like 2 months of like enjoyment out of it.
We weren't big pool people. I'm gonna put my dad on blast right now. I always wanted a heated pool. He was the only house on the block that was too stubborn to get a heated pool. All my neighbors had one, so everybody else went in the neighbors' pools instead, and our pool never really got used.
I just thought of something. Speaking of pools, we have bathing suits coming out. Women's bathing suits.
No way.
Yeah, same print
God.
as the sundress.
If you want me to model that, I gotta start diving. I'm gonna hit the gym after this.
I don't even remember if it's a 2-piece or 1-piece. I got to look it
I
up.
hope you have other models for that.
So we will.
But I'm very excited to wear one. for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I should look that up. But we have a bunch of stuff coming in. If you go to the site now, you might see that our shelves look a little bare. You have to remember also that we are still in a global backup as far as
Yes.
manufacturing and so on and so forth. So and the prices are freaking ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to keep things in stock while not raising the prices, but there's only so much I could do. I got an angry email the other night from a fan at Citi Field asking why. I think it was in our
Yes, I
group
remember
chat,
you sent this.
why the sweatshirt at the field is more expensive than our website. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, the same reason why, like, I was trying, it was a few emails. I was very polite.
Right.
I was explaining like, hey, it's the same reason why, like, if you go to the supermarket or 7-Eleven and you buy a beer and it's $1 a can or $12 at the ballpark,
Mhm.
you know, I don't set the prices for the stadium, but obviously there is a markup involved in
You said it was like being
the
able to
operating
touch
cost
and
and-
feel. Yeah.
And I was like, also, yeah, like you could touch it, feel it, try it on, like look at it. And they wrote back, touch
and feel these nuts.
touch and feel D's nuts. And I wrote back, okay, I guess like this conversation's over. But like,
But that's when they realize that, oh, this is logical and this makes sense and I have no arguments. So
but I
let
think
me
they
just be a
also
dick.
think that when they start sending us emails that they're going to get like a robot reply.
Right.
And I'm trying to write it as like I'm talking
It
to you
was
right
an
now.
actual human being.
And I'm like, yeah, no, it's just like more expensive, just like a beer would be.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, touch and feel
Feel
these
these
nuts. I was like, all right, well, I guess this is going nice.
All you
Nicely.
said was alrighty.
I mean, I know it's expensive. Like I get it. It's expensive. So is going to a baseball game.
Anything
and, like,
you
so
get
is
at a
parking.
stadium is going to be more expensive. That's
Like
just
that
what
part.
it
That
is.
piece of asphalt doesn't cost $30.
Right.
You know, for my car to park in, but that's what you pay.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's expensive. So that's the story on that. But yeah, as far as our website's concerned, new things are coming in daily. We're holding them until like, because like things trickle in, they shouldn't, but when they trickle in, it's like, well, I'm not going to release like one shirt or one hat. So
wait for it to be like a group.
a few things are going to be in, and we're restocking the these signs, like the wooden signs, the Mets apple. We got some other accessories coming in. We have some t-shirts, some sweatshirts, those bathing suits, these button-ups, some new fanny packs with the same print as this.
Ooh,
and
that's fun.
This is designed by Graphics Joker. Shout out to Graphics Joker. So if you're listening after and you haven't seen yet, I think I've worn the blue one or the black one so far.
You did wear
or
one
the
of these
orange
before.
one. There was a guy last night wearing the orange version of the Party Time shirt.
Really? Oh, cool.
At the stadium, and he also had on like an adjustable hat. It was like right near the home plate. But this is called Fan Feast instead of Party Time. So this is all different ballpark foods. There's cotton candy on here, the ice cream cup that looks like the home run apple, pretzel, the nacho helmet, bunch of stuff. So Graphics Joker did all the art for this, besides like the Mets logos on it, but pretty much all of it. So
cool.
This is coming out, and then we also have that all over print with like all the Queen stuff on it. So as soon as that stuff is here, we will get it up and out the door and out to you guys. So there is a new field coming to Port St. Lucie.
Like
that makes no sense, right?
A whole different complex?
They're redoing the entire field. So like not the complex.
Oh, okay.
I only found this out yesterday. Keith Blacknick Media Goon hit me up. He's like, hey, are you going to fantasy camp this year? Because all the people who signed up they actually expanded fantasy camp. Like they allowed like more people to join this year.
Wow.
They somehow just found out because I guess the field is owned by St. Lucie County, but like the complex is not.
All right.
Either way, I don't know if maybe the whole place is and they just rent it. I don't know how it works, but they didn't let the Mets know or fantasy camp know that they're redoing the field. So normally, like the championship,
isn't that where like the minor leagues are too?
The backfields I think are going to be untouched.
Okay.
The main field is getting completely redone. They're going to do new drainage, new grass, new this, new that. But they use the field for fantasy camp.
Yeah.
So now the field is not going to be ready. They're basically ripping it up right after the St. Lucie Mets season is over in like September, and it's not going to be ready to be used until February. Hopefully they do it in time because spring training, hopefully nothing's delayed this year. So now fantasy camp, they have to get on a bus and go 10 minutes away to play like the championship game down the road, which kind of sucks.
That's so annoying. And did they do fantasy camp like the last 2 years of the pandemic? Did they even do it?
They did it last year. They didn't do it the year before. I was supposed to go and regain my MVP title here for 2021. Obviously, we know that year it was canceled.
Right.
They did play last year, and then wait, did they play last year?
Well, this year there was a lockout, so were they able to do it?
I don't remember. Now that I think of it,
I don't remember hearing anything about it. I don't know if they were allowed. I don't know. If
I think they did.
That shouldn't affect the lockout.
What did you say? Sometimes we talk about time. Time is
fake.
Time is whatever. Time's fucking weird.
Time's a concept.
So I don't know. Years blend together now. I'm not sure if they did last year or not, but they also changed it to like November.
Oh.
Instead of January.
Yeah, I thought it was January.
I like it better in January, but I guess the way that like a lot of the players show up so early to camp now that like we share that clubhouse.
Right.
So, I don't know, but whatever. So they get a new field out there. So for most people that means absolutely nothing. But if you had plans to go to fantasy camp now, it's going to be changed a little bit. So Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I am going to the Indarts for Banner, their dog's first birthday.
Do people have first birthday parties for dogs?
Okay, I alone celebrate my dog's birthday.
Not throwing shade on the
year.
Indarts. I'm just asking.
No, I think it was also just like they did a Memorial Day weekend party last year too. They probably want to do it again. It's now also their dog's birthday, and they would feel like bad dog parents not acknowledging it. So I think that's what that was. I celebrate my dog's birthday every year. They only get a small amount of birthdays. They won't know it's a special day unless you make them know it's a special day. So I go.
Do you think dogs know when you're giving them like love?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I Googled it because I was like, am I really wasting my time giving this dog like kisses and stuff?
They know.
So I looked it up last week. It's like, I don't dislike the dog by any means, but like I'm not one of the people who like comes home from like vacations like overly excited to see the dog, you know,
Right.
but like she's overly excited to see us.
Of course.
So
you're her whole life.
But I Googled it. There's conflicting reports on if dogs actually know if you're like being affectionate towards them. Like they want to be pet and stuff like that. But like
Right.
if you're like giving them like kisses and stuff, like do they know that? Are they
my dog knows.
Okay.
My dog is a human being, and there's
Google it. There's conflicting reports on if dogs care
I'll
or
do that later.
appreciate getting love.
Well, maybe you need to give your dog more love.
I do.
Maybe you don't give her enough, so she doesn't know.
I slept with the smallest blanket you've ever seen in your life last night. I fell asleep on the couch. I don't want to wake Kelly up by going up at like 2:30.
Right.
I tried to make it through the game. And I
Yeah.
know for sure I made it to the 7th because I remember seeing stuff up until then.
Uh-huh.
Then I woke up and it was like 2 a.m. I had like the blanket was like the size of this piece of paper and the dog was laying next to me. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to wake up the house by going upstairs now. So I just dealt with it.
Oh,
So that's a story.
she was probably so happy.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, yeah, we covered a bunch of stuff here. Share the show if you want to be in the running for the gift cards. If you want to tail Julia's bet, which she doesn't like the word tail, but if you want to tail Julia's bet.
I didn't like tail Julia tonight. That phrase I didn't like.
If you want to get in on Julia's bet tonight,
Yes,
once the lineup comes out, we'll come up with whatever. I'll put the bet in for you.
Mhm.
I'll screenshot the receipt. And if anyone else wants to get in on that to make some money, because Julia's hot, she's 1-0.
I got the hot hand.
You can get in on that as well. So shout out to you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Remember what Memorial Day is all about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people compare or confuse Memorial Day and Veterans Day, both important, but both very different. So shout out to all you guys, and hopefully the Mets stay hot. They will be back out in Cali in just a few weeks. So if you hate the 9:45 starts, it's going to be like an entire week of that because it's LA, San Diego, and Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
So back to back series in June. So stay hot, keep winning ball games. If they win tonight, they will be 30-15. And I'm gonna, if that happens, I'm gonna have to either get duct tape or figure out a way to get that Mr. Met to stand up so I can update the chalkboard.
Yeah.
And enjoy your weekends. Stay safe. Have fun. Let's go Mets. Anything else you want to say, Julia?
Celebrate your dog's birthdays. Thank you.
June 10th, I think, is our dog's birthday. I gotta look it up. There's a paper. Like we thought it was actually. We decided it was going to be December 20th because not December 20th. We thought the dog was like 7 or 8 months in December, and we got the dog on the 20th. So we're like, all right, the dog's 8 months old.
Yeah.
But the paperwork from the shelter has a date on it, and I think it's the 10th.
Love that.
So
June 10th.
Oh shit, that's the day before I go to Anaheim. I think.
You better celebrate.
Yeah, we'll see. Sorry, I was reading a comment here that didn't make any sense. All right, have a good one, guys. We will talk to you next week, and I think again on Tuesday, right? Tuesdays at 12:30.
Yes.
Set an alarm on your phone. Start, knowing to come back here on Tuesdays.
And hopefully we'll do the same.
And yeah, maybe we'll show up as well. All right, let's go Mets. And where do we got here?
Oh my God, you can't see it.
That's the wrong one.
You can't see.
I can't see anything.
You need your glasses.
No, I can't see. I'm joking.
Put it in the box.
All right, guys. See you next week.